I'm back with a book. City of Bones, Mortal Instruments, Book 1, Chapter 4. Okay, I'm going to start the timer from what we left off at, which was 8 minutes and 24 seconds starting now. And then I'm going to add 30 minutes afterwards, just using the time that I have from Chapter 3. The night had gotten even hotter, and running home felt like swimming as fast as she could through boiling soup. At the corner of her block, Clary got trapped at a "Don't walk" sign. She jittered up the balls of her feet while traffic whizzing by in a blur of headlights. She tried to call home again, but Jace hadn't been lying. His phone wasn't a phone. At least it didn't look like a phone Clary had ever seen before. The sensors button didn't have numbers on them, just more of those bizarre symbols, and there was no screen. Jogging up the street toward her house, she saw that the second floor window was lit, the usual sign that her mother was home. Okay, she told herself, everything's fine. But her stomach tightened and the moment she stepped into the entryway, light had burned out and the foyer was in darkness. The shadows seemed full of secret movement. Shivering, she started upstairs. And just where do you think you're going? It said a voice. Clary whirled. What? She broke off. Her eyes were adjusted to and the dimness, and she could see the shape of a large armchair drawn up in front of Madame Dorothea's closed door. The old woman was wedged into it like an overstuffed cushion. In the dimness, Clary could see only the round shape of her powdered face, the white lace fan in her hair, the dark, yawning gap of her mouth when she spoke. Your mother, Dorothea said, has been making a good awful racket up there. What's she doing? Moving furniture? I don't think. And the stairwell light burned out. Did you notice? And the stairwell lights burned out. Did you notice? Dorothea's wrapped her fan against the arm of the chair. Can't your mom get her boyfriend in to change it? The skylight needs washing too. It's filthy. No wonder it's nearly pitch black in there. Luke is not the landlord. Luke is not the landlord, Clary wanted to say, but didn't. This was typical of her elderly neighbor. Once she got Luke to come around and change the light bulb, she'd asked him to do 100 other things: pick up her groceries, grout her shower. Once she made him chop up a old sofa with an axe so she could get it out of the apartment without taking the door hinges off. Clary sighed. I'll ask. You better. Dorothea snapped her fan shut with a flick of her wrist. Clary sensed that something was wrong. Only increased when she reached the apartment door. It was unlocked, hanging slightly open, spilling a wedge-shaped shaft of light onto the landing. With a feeling of increasing panic, she pushed the door open. Inside the apartment, the lights were on, all the lamps, everything turned on to full brightness. The glow stabbed into her eyes. Her mother's keys and pink handbag were on a small wrought iron shelf by the door, where she always left them. Mom, Clary called out. Mom, I'm home. Did she tell you? Did she tell you not to come home? Oh my God. Okay. There was no reply. She went into the living room. Both windows were open. Yards of glossy white curtains blowing in the breeze like restless ghosts. Only when the wind dropped and the curtains settled down did Clary see that the cushion had been ripped from the sofa and scattered. The cushions had been ripped from the sofa and shattered around the room. Some were torn lengthwise, cotton ineared, spilling onto the floor. The books and tipped over, have been tipped over their consonants. I'll be right back. I'm getting a phone call.